What's up guys, it's a fucking rat here, and I'm coming at you with another deck profile. Today, I'm going to be profiling Pure Shaddolls. That's right, Pure Shaddolls. I'm not playing something like Invoke Shaddolls, and I'm not mixing it with something like trains or dinosaurs. I'm just playing it as a pure blind going second. I kind of just like how the going second variation plays more. I just like Pure Shaddolls more in general. And also, it's way cheaper than Invoke Shaddolls. Like, goddamn, Invocation is fucking expensive. Thanks, Konami, for shorting it at reprinting. Love you. But yeah, let's just get right into the deck profile and not waste any more time. First things first, for the main deck Shaddol monsters, we're playing 2 Red Shaddol Wendy, 2 Shaddol Squamata, 2 Shaddol Beast, 2 Shaddol Hedgehog, 1 Shaddol Nell Shaddol Ariel, I think that's how it's pronounced, 1 Shaddol Falco, and 1 Shaddol Dragon. Now this lineup might look a little bit weird, but since I am playing a blind second variation, I'm playing a ton of different hand traps, and I'm also playing this deck at even 40, and to keep it at even 40, you gotta cut the stuff somewhere. So I cut back on a lot of the Shaddol package, but I actually do not mind that much, just playing most of the main deck Shaddolls at 2, especially with Wendy. You might think that's the weirdest one to like cut down to since most people play it at 3, but most of the time, since I'm going second, you're mostly just trying to stun your opponent out of their plays with stuff like Super Polymerization, things like Shaddol Alkapalone's negate effect, Shekanaga's negates, and your hand traps, until you're able to just will them down. So you're not really comboing off that much, so Wendy's effect really doesn't come up that much. And like the rest of the Shaddolls are fine to play as 2 as well. Squamata just sends from deck to grave when it's sent to the graveyard, so it's kind of redundant. Beast is kind of like an upstart goblin when it's sent to the grave, but that's fine. You don't really need to play it at more than 2. Hedgehog starts the monster, which is fine. I only play Ariel at 1, since because this isn't really combo focused, you're not really doing the combo with Red Shaddol Incarnation. Is its name right? Yes. Like I said, you don't really need to play more than 1, but sometimes it comes up, and Ariel's another name, along with being a different attributed Shaddol monster, so you can make Alkapalone a lot easier. Falco's just kind of Falco. People just play him at 1 anyway. It's kind of poop, but you know, sometimes it comes up where you use him as fusion material, he comes back, you can use him as fusion material again. That's cool, I guess. And you play the 1 Shaddol Dragon because back-row decks are gross and icky, and they make me physically ill. So getting rid of some back-row is nice. And also, Shaddol Dragon is the only Shaddol monster, main deck Shaddol monster, not to have a hollow. All these other ones are hollowed out. Why is Shaddol Dragon the only one who gets shafted? He's a dragon. Even something as poopy as Falco is hollow. A dumb fucking bird. Thanks, Konami. Love you very much. Hugs and kisses. That's about it for the main deck Shaddol monsters. Next monster we're playing is 3 Mathematician. Mathematician is essentially just a foolish burial on legs for level 4 or lower monsters. So that does exclude things like Shaddol Beast, but that's fine in my opinion. Normally you just normal summon him, send Wendy to the grave, special summon a Shaddol monster, fusion out something like Shekanaga, because he is an earth attribute, so that lets you summon out Shekanaga nice and easy. And also, if he's destroyed by battle, you get to draw a card. That came up once in like 20 games playing with this deck. Oh yeah, that's just amazing effect. Automatic reason to play Mathematician, you draw a card when he's destroyed by a battle. Oof, 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 ooh, yeah. Mental. He's also a spellcaster, so you normal summon get under the secret village of the spellcasters. But in all seriousness, Mathematician's really good for any Pure Shaddoll variation. I highly recommend you play 3 of them. He's mandatory, actually, in my opinion. Last up for the non-hand trap monsters, we're playing 1 Trick Clown and 1 Damage Juggler. These are just really good light targets. Trick Clown special summons himself out from the grave for just 1,000 life points, and Damage Juggler searches out Trick Clown when he's in the graveyard, so that's fun. And I technically lied, because Damage Juggler has a hand trap effect where he can negate some battle damage. Oops, I lied to you. My bad. On all seriousness, yeah. Oh, and they're also spellcasters getting under that secret village. Nice! Yeah, just simple light targets. And most Shaddoll lists all the time play them, no matter the build. Just play a fucking clowns! Next up for the hand traps, are playing 2 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and 3 Psy-Frame Gear Gammers. And the driver, you can be there too. Yeah. This hand trap lineup might look like a little weird, but this will come together shortly. We're playing the 2 Joyous Spring. She's just like the most generic hand trap, the best one. We play the Gamma. I specifically recommend you play Gamma in this build. For one reason I'll get into a little bit later, mostly because he's a psychic type, along with Ghost Ogre, but Gamma, its benefit that it's immune to Called by the Grave doesn't matter as much nowadays, as Called by the Grave is limited, but it's still nice monster negation, and he's light attribute, so you can use him as a construct, for fusion fodder for construct. Same with Ogre. The Numeron engine isn't played that much, but it's a very cheap engine, so once physical play starts, I expect a lot of people to be playing the Numeron engine for the sole fact that it is affordable and lets you go into the dumb thing whose name escapes me but is stupid and garbage and I want it to die. S0, that one. So you can just use this on the Numeron network field spell, and their turn essentially ends unless they have more stuff to do. But yeah, these are just generically good hand traps, and the fact that they're all psychic might already let on to what I'm playing. But we'll get this a trade secret. Don't be telling no one. Next up for the fusion spells, we play 9 different fusion spells. Play 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 3 El Shaddoll Fusion, and 3 Super Polymerization. Shaddoll Fusion is good, best when going second, because normally most decks will have something from the extra deck, and when your opponent controls a monster special summon from the extra deck, you can use cards from your deck as fusion material, which is fucking amazing. El Shaddoll Fusion isn't as good, but it is a quick effect spell card. Quick play spell. What am I talking about? So you can use it on your opponent's turn to make Winda, and Winda's even in the artwork, so Konami knew what the hell you're supposed to do with this card. And then Super Polymerization is Super Polymerization. It's one of the reasons why I love this build of the deck so much. You can main deck Super Poly. It's one of my favorite cards. I just love the idea of fusing off your opponent's monsters to make your own fusion monster. I just think that's a neat idea. Shaddolls are the reason Super Poly got banned in the first place, so might as well just play it as tradition. Forget that it's a good card and shit. Fuck modernality. Embrace tradition. That's the meme, right? You'll find that funny. Finally, for the spells, we're playing just 3 one-ofs. 1 Emergency Teleport, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Called by the Grave. Foolish Burial is good, as the Shaddoll main deck monsters do not care where they get sent to the grave by, they just care that they're sent to the grave. So Foolish Burial is just an easy way to proc off their effects, and it doesn't take up your normal summon like Mathematician does. So Foolish Burial is just kind of mandatory. Called by the Grave, while limited to 1, when going first, it's just nice to make sure some of your plays go first. And when going second, it sometimes does come up to interrupt some of your opponent's plays as well. So it's just kind of a nice sacky one-of. And then Emergency Teleport is a really good card. It just lets you special summon psychic type monsters from the deck for free. Forget banish cost at the end of it. It just lets you special summon things like Wendy, Ariel, and even things like Gamma or Ghost Ogre as light targets for constructs so you can get your plays started. Special summon out Wendy if you don't have something like Foolish Pharaoh or Mathematician to get her effect off. Special summon out Ariel if you want to be fucking frisky that day. It's just a good way to get free fusion material out on the field, and he's also a very good hand trap bait. So if they don't ash it, you can basically know that at least they don't have something like ash in their hand to stop your plays, or they're just galaxy brained and letting it go through and waiting for a different card. Finally, for the last 3 cards of the main deck, we're playing 3 traps. 1 Shaddoll Incarnation and 2 Shaddoll Schism. Shaddoll Schism is just good. Lets you fusion summon on your opponent's turn by banishing monsters from the grave, rather than how El Shaddoll Incarnation has the requirement of them being on the hand and field, so you don't have to have field set up. You have to have graveyard set up, which is a lot easier to do in Shaddolls. So you can just make something like a Winda on your opponent's turn, which is amazing. And then Shaddoll Incarnation comes up a lot in this deck, even though you're not using the combo with it as much. Just being able to special summon a Shaddoll monster from your graveyard in either face up or face down defense position can just save you so many times. Just have it be a body to take a hit for you, or have it be something like Alkapalone or like a fusion monster, which is big, or something like a Winda that they managed to get off the field, but then you can Shaddoll Incarnation it back so that her Floodgate effect comes back. This card is really good, but you do only play it at 1 because most of the time you're just sending it from the deck to the graveyard to get its effect off. But you know, when you see it, and it's good. Also, there's a story being told in these images. So I think this is a Zephyra, and it is fighting back the corruption from the evil Shaddolls, so he is not assimilated. Or wait, is it the other way around? Or wait, is this him being assimilated? Wait, oh no, actually I think he's the guy from the structure deck, the one guy that no one really plays. Oh no, the poor Zephyr got assimilated. Poor boy. But that's the main deck. It's a full 40 cards. 40 even. Because since this deck has consistency issues, playing it at that even 40 helps you, lets you see those fusion spell cards way quicker. So yeah, let's get off to the extra deck. First things first, I'm going to go over the Link monsters. You only play 4. So we play 1 Ascode Talker, 1 Verte Anaconda, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Nightmare Phoenix. So I am not playing the Dragoon engine. I'm not playing Dragoon in this deck. As you can see, I did not play Dark Magician or Red Eyes, since this deck has some inconsistency issues as it is. Just the inherent brickiness of Dark Magician and Red Eyes being in that deck. I don't want to risk it. You can play Dragoon if you want. You can possibly cut something like Gamma so you don't have to play the driver, and maybe just play a 3rd Ash and just have it be Ash and Ogre. So you can run those instead and add in the Dark Magician, Red Eyes, and the Red Eyes Fusion, and possibly cut one of the cards from the extra deck that I'm showing to play the Dragoon, but I don't like it. I just personally play Verte Anaconda so I can get more Shaddoll Fusion effects off and make another Shaddoll Fusion super easily. Yeah, look at me, not using Verte Anaconda for anything degenerate. What a fucking loser am I. Absolute idiot. Next up, Cross Sheep. This is really good fusion support. When something's fusion summoned in its arrows, you special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your deck. Very good. Makes for Link material or fusion material. It's just nice. And also, Cross Sheep is an Earth attribute, Come Here is an Earth attribute, so you can use her to make Shekanaga, which is cool. And Nightmare Phoenix, because I hate back row decks. They smell and make me want to go kill multiple people at my locals and get kicked out. So yeah, Nightmare Phoenix is really good. And then finally, Ask Code Talker. Just so you know, if you want a more budget option, Boral Sword Dragon is very affordable. I feel weird to say Boral Sword is budget, but it kind of is in comparison to Ask Code Talker. So if you want, I use Ask Code Talker mainly to clean up games and to OTK an opponent. Boral Sword Dragon can do that too. But I like Ask Code Talker since your opponent can't respond to his effects, and he only takes 2+ effect monsters instead of Boral Sword Dragon's 3+. Now they're still both link 4s, mind you, but that 2+ means a lot, meaning that you can just use the 2 link to monsters. Because sometimes I do end up having a Cross Sheep or Verte Anaconda on the field, or something like a Nightmare Phoenix and a Cross Sheep on the field. So I can just use those and make Ask Code Talker really easy, and just finish the game with him. So that's nice. Mind you, it doesn't come up that much, so Boral Sword Dragon wouldn't hurt to play, but you know, not being able to respond to his effects are nice. So yeah, the one Ask Code Talker. And that's all the links. So let's get into the fusions. For the first fusion, playing El Shaddoll Shekanaga. Again, I've said it before, Shekanaga is really good to make in this deck. She is just a free negate on board, as when you have a Shaddoll monster in hand, you can negate and destroy a monster effect and then discard the Shaddoll monster. That's super nice. It's just free effect negation most of the time. Because when you make Shekanaga, normally you're going to have another Shaddoll monster in hand, because most of the time when you make Shekanaga, you're using the monster special summon from Wendy's Burgers. From Wendy Mathematician, yeah, that's his name. So you're basically just using cards on the field anyway. So you'll probably have something in your hand. But yeah, Shekanaga is really good. And also, if you run into an Animancipator player and you've gone first, if you have Super Poly set along with a Shaddoll monster, you can interrupt their plays and fusion summon in the Shekanaga on their turn. Mind you, Block Dragon did get hit on the ban list, so we probably won't see that many Animancipator players, but in my opinion, it's a good rogue deck. The prices for Animancipator cards have probably gone down a lot. It might be a good budget deck. In my opinion, it'll probably be seen at the local level at least, so that might come up for Shekanaga. Just food for thought. Now next up is the most attractive Yu-Gi-Oh girl. Is the most bestest monster in the entire game. The most beautifulest, bestest girl. El Shaddoll Winda. But yeah, it's just look at her. Oh my goodness, look at her. Oh, look at that hair. Oh my goodness, I am that dopey dragon in the other side, just staring and going, woman. Yeah, Winda is one of the best cards in this the entire deck, as its main effect is you and your opponent can't special summon more than twice per turn. It's just an easy to pick it floodgate monster out onto the field. You can make it on your opponent's turn. You normally end on it if you're going first. It's just an amazing monster just to have. When she's sent to the grave as well, you can add a Shaddoll spell or trap from the graveyard to your hand. She has Construct's effect, but that doesn't come up as much as with Construct in my opinion. Technically it does, because most people fucking want Winda off the board. What am I saying? Anyway, yeah, she's just the best monster in the deck. Extra deck fusion monster in the deck. Oh goodness, golly gracious. Oh, her beauty is making me dumb. Let's get her out of here. It's good card. Woman, good, pretty girl. Next up, as the last, as the other Shaddoll monster playing at 3, is 3 Shaddol constructs. Get it nice and even there, girl. Very nice. Shaddol construct is the main Shaddol monster you're making. She was banned for a reason. Even though I don't think she's as good as card as Winda, she's mostly the one who gets your play started, as when she is summoned, you can send 1 Shaddol card from the deck to the graveyard. So you can send something like Shaddol Incarnation, send a Beast to get an extra draw, send a Wendy to get more fusion material on board. She's just a really good versatile card, and when she is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can then add a spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, so you can send the card that you just sent from the grid to the graveyard with her effect, which is super nice. And you know, she's cool looking as well. Not really into the 20-foot girls, just me personally. But yeah, there's not really much to say with Construct. She's just generically a really good monster. Come here. Finally, for your Shaddol fusion monsters, we play 2 El Shaddol Alcapalone. Alcapalone's good. Her effect is you can negate the effect of 1 monster on board. So that makes making her on your opponent's turn good as well, lets you interrupt plays. And when she is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shaddol card from either your deck or your graveyard to your hand, and then discard 1 card. Alcapalone is super good, and she just takes 2 Shaddol monsters with different attributes. So that's also why you play the Aerial, so you have a different attributed Shaddol monster. Yeah, Alcapalone, she's a little bit harder to make, so that's why I only play 2. But it is a really good card. And also, I think that's Gus Kraken she's riding on. Gus Kraken, I think, was the Gishki that got freed from the extra deck, from the ban list. So, oh boy, the boys can meet up on the battlefield. Epic! Finally, for the extra deck, 1 Predaplant one Plant Dragon, and 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. So for Predaplant, it only takes 1 fusion monster and 1 dark monster, so you know, Dragoon is running around. He fits both those criterias. Most of the time they got the 2 darks. You make this, and its effect is a quick effect actually. Add a Predaplant counter? I think it's Preda counter. 1 Predator counter onto a monster anywhere on the field, and things with Predator counters on them can't activate their effects. So it's kinda effect negation with an extra step. And then Starving Venom Fusion Dragon just requires the 2 darks. It's the best super polymerization target in the game. And from what I've been seeing, a lot of people aren't playing around super poly no more. Lots of people are leaving those 2 darks on the field. So make sure to punish them with the Starving Venom. Make them fear the weird bobble dragon, the weird plant gray red ball dragon with weird yellow balls on it. It's got a lot of balls, bro. But yeah, guys, that is the deck list. I personally do not, I've said it in my last video, I do not like showing side decks because everyone's meta is different. Your side deck is going to be vastly different from mine. So just play whatever in the side deck that you feel is best for your meta. And maybe feel free to swap some cards on. Like I said, for Ash Code Talker, feel free to swap them with Boral Sword. Even then, if you want, feel free to add Dragoon, maybe cut Emergency Teleport, maybe add 3 Wendy's if you want 3 Wendy's. And maybe just don't even play this going second variation. Play it with dinosaurs, play it with trains, play it with the invocation engine, mix it with fucking DDDs. Do whatever, bro. It's all up to you. Yeah, I hope you liked the video. Sorry if it was a little bit crazy. And I'll be hoping to make more videos, not a month apart soon. So, thank you all for watching, and y'all have a wonderful day.